Well, I might be in the market for a new drone. I spent the afternoon trying to troubleshoot an issue I've been having with the Air 2S for over a year now. I just haven't had, no, I've had time. I haven't taken the time to sit down and just work through the problem and see if I can address it on my own. If I point the camera below about 70 degrees, I first noticed it when I was pointing it straight down to do a top-down shot on some buildings. And I was noticing this weird wavy Jello-ish. I've never seen a camera do that before. It's like these wavy lines that are going through the image, and it's not like propeller, like shadows from the propellers. Like I've seen that before. It's very different. I'll show you some footage. You know, I'm not generally a drone operator for hire. It's just an add-on on shoots. If I'm doing a promo or a corporate shoot, they might want a few drone shots, and I'm Part 107 licensed. I've been able to get away with it, but at this point, it's like I need to address it. I've seen a few jobs lately call specifically for drone operators, and I'm not comfortable applying to them because if they're like, hey, I need a top-down shot of this building, I can't be like, well, I can't do that. Anyway, so here's what's going on. You can see these crazy wavy lines going through the footage, and I'm showing you the shutter speed of the camera because one of the issues with a fixed aperture camera, like on a lot of the DJI drones, is that you primarily control exposure with shutter speed. And it seems like this problem is accentuated at higher shutter speeds. So I'm showing you the shutter speed because I read a bunch of forums, and one of them said, put a lot of ND on the camera and ramp your shutter speed basically below 120, 100, and it takes care of the problem. I calibrated everything I knew how to calibrate. I calibrated the IMU, which is the obstacle avoidance sensors. I calibrated the compass. I calibrated the gimbal. I changed out the rotors. I calibrated the vision positioning system, the VPS, and calibrated the RC. None of that helped. I read online that if you put heavy ND on it and decrease the shutter speed to like 120, 100, 80, 50, it takes care of the problem. So I tried it and got some pretty inconsistent results. At 80, it's definitely noticeable. 120, very noticeable. But at 1/200, 150, the issue is very, very minimal or non-existent. I don't know what that means. It doesn't really help me out that much because being stuck between a few shutter speeds is really limiting. Do I buy a new drone? Do I send this one in for servicing? I don't want the drone to be gone for a month or two. I guess I could use, my brother's got a Mini 2. I mean, it's actually a pretty fantastic drone for how much it costs. And do I spend $400, $200, whatever it costs? I briefly Googled it. They said between $100 and $400. If it's $100, it'd be worth it. But if it's $300 or $400, then it's really not worth it. Because another catch is I don't want to be using my phone as the screen anymore. My phone's battery life is not at its peak anymore, and it's inconvenient to use your phone as your screen. It just drains the battery, and you need your phone. So I'm going to be getting one of the controllers with a screen on it, which is like $350. So if it's a couple $100, $300 to fix the drone, and then $350 for the controller, we're talking $600, $700, and at that point it's like, well, am I just throwing good money after bad? Should I just buy a new drone instead of pouring $600 into an old drone? That is the question. But I really don't want to spend $1,000 or $1,500 on a new drone because I'm down to the Air 3 or the Mini Pro 4. And I think I would get the Air 3. I really like the Air 2S, and the fact that the motors are so much stronger than the Minis and can handle wind so much better, that's probably the route I would need to go. And I don't think I want to spend the money on the Mavic 3 Cine or Mavic 3. That's like $3,000 and up. Anyway, so that's what I've got to debate. If you know why DJI drones have this issue, let me know, because I can't figure out why. A lot of people were saying, well, it's this, this, or this, and there's no consensus as to why this problem was happening. And it seems like there's a variety of fixes, none of which worked for me, but some of which worked for other people. So let me know if you know what this problem is, and hopefully this helps you. If your drone is doing the same thing, just put a lot of ND on it, and I'll see you in the next one.